Hello, boys, ghouls, and everything in between. My name is Shay, and I'm not wearing any makeup. So, I haven't filmed a video in like 5 months. Lots happened since then. So, I was trying to come up with an idea for a video, and I thought, get ready with me. Perfect. So yeah, I'm gonna sit here and talk to you guys while I do my makeup. I feel weird because I've never first of all, I've never sat on my floor and done my makeup, so this is just a new experience all around. And it feels weird just talking to a camera, so I can't see for shit now. That's okay. You don't need to be able to see yourself while you're doing your makeup. That's not a requirement, right? So yeah, the video that I'm going to be filming after this, I meant to film at Valentine's Day. Obviously not Valentine's Day anymore. But, as I said, a lot's happened. So, first of all, when I was going to film this, it was back during the Texas winter storms, which, if you're new here, hi, I'm from Texas. And so, the thing is, when the winter storm hit, there was ice, there was snow. Texas, we're not used to ice and snow. No, we're used to it being about 100 degrees Fahrenheit. Whatever that is in Celsius, go online and check it out. But in winter, it rarely gets below 30 degrees. So, yeah, when it dropped down to 6 degrees with a wind chill of -13, we weren't exactly prepared for that. So, they kept rolling, there were rolling blackouts, people's heaters were getting shut off, people's water were getting shut off, and I didn't exactly want to be in the middle of filming a video and our power be shut off and it be off for like 3 or 4 days, which was what was happening. Now luckily our power didn't go off, however our water did get shut off for about a week at a time, and then when it did come back on, it was ice water in an uninsulated bathroom when it was -13. So yeah, I wasn't exactly feeling my best, because when I could shower, it was only once a week, and it was also fucking cold. I legitimately thought I was gonna catch pneumonia or something, but luckily I didn't. In that time period, my mom also had to go to the hospital because she's on dialysis 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. The winter storm hit on a Monday. Well, her driver, because she takes medical transportation, her driver couldn't come and get her. I don't drive, so obviously I couldn't take her. We tried to get an Uber, and there were no Ubers out anywhere. We tried for like 20 minutes, no Ubers available anywhere. So finally, she called. They said, "Oh, it's fine. Just come in like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday," which sucks, because you're supposed to have a rest period between all your dialysis treatments, but hey, better than dying. And so Wednesday finally comes. Roads are still iced over, no medical transportation, no Ubers available again. So okay, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Thursday comes. Roads are still iced over. By this time, my mom wasn't feeling too good, because dialysis, which, if people don't know, is when they take your blood. They put 2 needles in you. They take your blood through one, do it through a machine to clean it out, and then pump it back into you. So yeah, there was all of this excess fluid that had built up because she couldn't get it all cleaned out. There was all sorts of gunk that was just building up in her system, and so finally we just had to call for an ambulance to take her to the hospital to get her dialysis treatment there, because yeah. So she gets her dialysis treatment done, and they were testing her pulse oxygen level, and they noticed it was very low. So what was supposed to be a just like 1-day trip to get her dialysis treatment turned into 2 weeks. So yeah, now she's on oxygen. And so all of that happened in like February to March. So there's that. Oh, I cut my hair in case you didn't notice in the beginning there. Let's see, what else happened? After that, I can't see myself. Hold on. Lighting sucks. Okay, I think we did. So anyways, after that, at work, to give you an idea, I work as a cashier. I'm not going to say where, but I work as a cashier, and so at about this time, we had 2 employees that, well, let's just say, they were talking shit about my store manager when she wasn't there. They were just being really catty, and frankly, it was just high school, middle school drama bullshit, really. Which I'm like, you guys, you're adults. Act like it. It's not like these are like women in their 30s, their 40s. They shouldn't be acting like this. But yeah, they were just talking shit and just being really bitchy behind the scenes. And so my manager decided that either they go or she goes. And she asked the rest of us, who she was actually pretty close to, and we all agreed that they should be the ones that go. And so she put in a transfer for them. And then about this time, another one of the managers actually got promoted to store manager, and he got sent to a store in a different city. And so at this time, we had like 6 people. We were suddenly down to 3. So yeah, I was constantly at work, which was not fun. And so at around this time, hey Tay-Tay, if you guys start shaking, it's because my cat's rubbing on my camera stand. At about this time, my manager kept telling me, when this person leaves, I'll make you a manager. When this person leaves, I'll make you a manager. So cool, I'm only getting paid like $8.50 an hour. That would get me up to like at least $13 an hour. Well, spoiler alert, all of them left at the same time, and I'm still not a manager. This was back in March, April. So yeah, still getting barely paid minimum wage, and to top it off, corporate is not sending us products because something with the shipment from overseas to our distribution center, and basically half of our stock is nowhere to be found. So sales have gone dramatically down, and so corporate has to cut our hours. So yeah, I'm only making $8.50 an hour and only working 12 hours a week right now. So yeah, not fun. And to top it off, I've been working there for about 5 years. I'm the only one that is paid $8.50. Everybody else is $10 or more and are working more hours. So yeah, not having a good time right now. So I've been looking for a new job. I've literally applied to every place I can in this city, and I've only gotten 2 interviews. Both of them fell through. So yeah, not having the best time. And then, in addition to that, my mom had to go to the hospital again. It was like the end of May, beginning of June kind of time frame. I know I'm probably not doing my makeup right. Sue me. This is just what's easiest for me. Actually, putting it on with my hands is what's easiest for me, but who cares? Come at me, bro. I don't care anymore. But anyways, so yeah, my mom, one day, because we're on housing, because obviously making, what, like $200 max a week doesn't exactly pay the bills for me. So yeah, we're on housing. Well, we had a housing inspection. And how do I put this nicely? We live in shitty apartments. That's nicely. But anyways. So yeah, naturally, the day before our housing inspection, everything started breaking. Our bathtub would not drain, which had been like that for almost a year, really. And we've asked the office about it before, and the person that used to work in the office told us that it was something to do with the water pressure, and there was really nothing they could do about it, so sorry. We got a new apartment manager between then and now. And so after we had told her about that, she was unaware of it, which, okay. But, so, and then, also, our dishwasher quit working. So, our first housing inspection came, and we failed. We failed the housing inspection because of the bathtub, and because of the dishwasher. Well, we rescheduled for another, they basically sent a letter saying, one moment please, I heard someone at the door, I got packages. This is suddenly turning into an unboxing too. You get a twofer here. I got a new phone yesterday. Had to get a new phone case for it because I drop it like every 5 seconds. There we go.
One eternity later.
Alright, there we go. Got a new phone, and phone case came today, so yay. Can't get all the stupid bubbles out. Alright. Where was I? Oh, right. Complaining about my apartments. One moment. Oh, those are that's that. Okay. Okay. Anyways. Where was I? Right. Crappy apartments. Ooh, let me fix you guys for a second. That looks good. That's fine. You guys are fine. So anyways, yeah. Where was I? I don't remember where I was in the story. Let me backtrack for a second. So I told you guys that we had the housing inspection. We failed because of the dishwasher in the bathtub. So they sent a letter basically explaining, if you don't get this fixed, we're not paying you. And so, which, by the way, if you're on housing and they do that, they can't kick you out. Unless the reason why you failed your housing inspection is your fault, which, obviously, not our fault. So, at this point, we had been talking about the dishwasher for probably about 3 weeks, give or take. And so they still hadn't come and fixed it. So my mom went down there while I was at work and basically explained to them, hey, we failed the housing inspection because we don't have a dishwasher and because our tub literally fills up all the way when we take a shower and takes about 4 or 5 hours to drain. Can you please come fix it? And so she said the usual, okay, I'll get them right on it. Yeah, of course you will. And so, that night, well, she came home, she did the dishes. I was working in the afternoon that night, so yeah, I couldn't help. And so I come home, I have my dinner, everything's all fine and good. I'm about to go to bed so that I can go to work the next day, once again in the afternoon. Whatever God permitted that. And my mom had already laid down, but she wasn't asleep yet. And so she called me in there because she sleeps in the living room. Long story short, and why am I giving you the long story short thing? I'm going to go ahead and tell you. Why aren't you coming out? Hold on. I'm struggling with my eyeshadow. Of course, it's tearing up. There we go. That's better. Mucho better. Anyways. So, back, I'd say like 7 years ago, I think. My mom had to go to the hospital for a few days because she had a stroke. And so it was a very mild stroke, so she could come back about 3 days after she had gone to the hospital. Can you guys see me? She could come home about 3 days or so after she had gone to the hospital. And so, okay, cool. Third day, they told her that she could sit in the chair that was next to her bed to eat her breakfast, which all fine and dandy. And so she goes. I've never done this while talking, so this is a new experience for me. Went to stand up, which they told her she didn't have to ask for help standing up, which she really did. And so she stood up, fell, broke her hip. So yeah, she doesn't sleep in a bed. She sleeps in the living room in a recliner because it's easier for her to get up because she has obviously all sorts of medical issues and can't really get in and out of bed like a normal person. So she sleeps in a recliner. So she calls me into the living room and she says she keeps complaining that she's having a lot of trouble breathing. Like, okay. And so finally, it gets to the point where she says, I think I might have to go to the hospital. Which is just lovely. So I had to call the ambulance because she didn't have enough breath to be able to do it. So she goes, and she goes to the hospital. I finally am able to lay down so I can go to work the next morning. And really the only time I had talked to her in that kind of in-between time was one time when she accidentally called me. But yeah, she had to be on a ventilator basically for the first day that she was there. So finally that night after I come home from work, I text her to see how she is, and she's finally able to talk to me. And so yeah, they were doing tests and stuff, and they couldn't figure out what was wrong, and they thought it might be her heart. So the next, I think it was the next day, they, it was all kind of a blur, but the next day, they were gonna do an EKG and see how her heart was, see if there were any blockages, anything like that. And so the next day they do the EKG. She calls me. She has 2 blockages. Now, this is slowly turning into what all is wrong with my mother video. But yeah, she has, when I was in middle school, she had a heart attack. She had to have a stent implant, which for anybody out there that doesn't know what a stent is, it's basically this little, it's this thing that holds your arteries open, I think. I don't remember. I was a kid when this happened, so beats the hell out of me what exactly it is, but it basically, it prevents blockages from happening in your arteries. And so, yeah, she had a blockage. There was like a calcium buildup in the artery that had the stent, and then she had another blockage on the other side. So turns out, which we, at the time they said, oh, if you had waited a couple more days you would have had a heart attack. Well, turns out, actually, she had, ooh, I just poked my eye, nice. Turns out she had what is known as a silent heart attack, which is the most dangerous heart attack. What is a silent heart attack, you ask? Well, let me tell you. So basically, her EKG levels, which, like I said at the time, they didn't tell us this part, because I guess in the hospital they didn't consider it an actual heart attack, so they didn't say anything. And so, but apparently if your EKGs are over a certain level, it's technically considered a heart attack. And her levels were over that. But yeah, a silent heart attack is when your EKG levels get to that point, but you don't actually show signs of a heart attack. And so, yeah, her having trouble breathing, that was because of fluid buildup because of her blocked arteries. So, the next week, they had to go in, they had to replace the stent, which how they do that, they go into your groin, make an incision, do like a camera up, and also the tools. And so they go in, implant the stent, go out. But to replace it, what they had to do was essentially the same thing, except first they had to put a drill bit through that artery, break the buildup and the stent, take it out, put in a new stent. So yeah, that was what my mom kind of went through that day. But they couldn't do the other side because you can only do so much without irritating the heart, and they had already irritated the heart quite a bit doing what they had done. And so they didn't want to cause any more damage or anything like that. So they went in a couple days later and they did the other side, and they put in a stent on that side as well. And so, yeah. The next day after the second procedure, she was able to come home. She's home now, she's fine. She says she feels a lot better because she actually has blood flow. Although she's been having problems with her knees and her back, but she can't get an MRI because, well, she has a bit of metal in her. She has several bits of metal in her at this point. And MRIs are magnetic. Last thing we want is for those to be ripped out. So, she can't get those done, so she's been in a lot of pain lately. But, other than that, she's okay. Let's see, what else has happened? between now and then. I was feeling really burnt out. That's why I haven't been filming. Because I wasn't really happy with what I was doing. I wasn't just sitting in front of the camera and talking and being me, and I was trying to, I had this idea that I was going to come on, I was going to be like one of those channels that talks about true crime and ghost stories and stuff like that, and teach about Wicca and stuff like that, but it didn't. Whenever I did my band of the week or storytelling, with the exception of not the Blair Witch, jeez, I even said that in the video. There was no relation. The Bell Witch video, it didn't feel natural to me. I'm still gonna leave those up, because I want to be able to look back on them and see, oh, this is how far I've come. But for the time being, I'm trying not to get mascara on my face, which, considering I can't see very well, is not going as great as I would have hoped. But yeah, I wasn't happy with where it was going. And so I feel like this kind of video, this is more my style. And then like what I'm gonna do a little soulmate reading, which, I mean, that's just, I love doing tarot readings, so I mean, that's just gonna be fun for me. And so I'm just gonna, those feel like more like me. And then like the, Texas Girl Reacts to Florida Man videos, those kind of video, like reaction videos, reacting to paranormal games, those feel more me. So I think I might do more. Oh no, I got something on my nail. But yeah, other than that, I mean, like I said, I'm barely making ends meet. I've been kind of depressed lately because of that, because I've been trying so hard to get a better job that I actually like, that doesn't mess with my depression and anxiety, which is very difficult. But a lot of stuff's been happening, and yet nothing at all. So I want to start doing YouTube again, because YouTube has always been my goal, my like dream job, because I love watching YouTube, and I know it's very different to do YouTube and watch YouTube, obviously. But I'm still trying to find my groove here. But let's see. I'm trying to think of anything else new that's been happening to me lately. I bet you anything I'm gonna finish this video and remember something. I've been meaning to. There's a show, which, if the right people watch this, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about, but Paradise City. I've been wanting. It's a Amazon Prime show, a sequel to the movie American Satan, and I've been wanting to watch it lately. I just haven't really gotten around to it. Past few days, I've been in one of my more manic bipolar. I have bipolar disorder, and so you go through the manic phases, and then you go through the depressive phases. Well, the past few days, I've been going through a manic phase, and so that's why I finally decided to do YouTube again. But I've been wanting to go through and just do all the things, and so I haven't really had time to watch it. I might watch it tonight, and maybe one of my next few videos. I almost had a panic attack. My laptop battery grew low. I'm filming on a webcam. It's all I could afford. I'm sorry. My battery started going low, and so my laptop shut off, and I lost everything. So yeah. Anyways. God, I was so panicked. It's like if I filmed all of that, told my whole life story, and I just lost it, I was gonna be so pissed. I can't talk and do it at the same time. So you guys are gonna have to wait a minute. So yeah. I've been thinking about watching Paradise City, maybe sitting down reviewing it, because from what I know of the plot, I already have a few opinions on it. Not necessarily good, but also not necessarily bad. Give me more talking. Ooh, cat hair. Give me more talking while doing makeup ideas. I don't know what you people want from me. What do you want from me? This is the worst part of doing makeup, but also the best. You have no idea how long it took me to train my brain to not every time I spray myself in the face. So yeah. I would leave all the products that I just used in the description. I'll do like a pinned comment if you guys want me to, but most of it's just dollar store name brand stuff, so now if you'll excuse me, I'm going to go do my hair real quick, and I will be back. Well, that is all for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed making it. This was actually a lot of fun, getting just the initial trying to figure out how to talk to the camera while also doing my makeup, but that's it. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up, leave a comment down below, hit the subscribe button, and also the notification bell next to it. Do it. That wasn't a request. I'm kidding. But that is all for today. I hope you all have a lovely day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye!